Hello and welcome to Maps and Locations YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about Newberry, a small town with big road connections. At first glance, this map looks like a mix of tidy blocks and tangled streets. That is usually the sign of a town that grew in stages. Part of it was carefully planned, the rest adapted to change, traffic, and time. Newberry sits in the Midlands of South Carolina. It is not a huge city, but it has played an important role as a regional hub for farming, trade, and education. The map tells that story quietly through its streets. The historic core, where the town began. Look toward the center of the map where the street pattern becomes dense and slightly irregular. This is the historic core of Newberry. Many towns in the American South began as courthouse towns. A central square or main street attracted shops, offices, and markets. Over time, streets expanded outward in layers. The oldest streets in Newberry twist and intersect more irregularly because they were laid out earlier, often following natural paths, property lines, or wagon routes. City planning in the 19th century sometimes relied on practical judgment more than perfect geometry. The grid that tried to organize everything. As the town expanded, parts of it adopted a grid system. You can see this clearly in neighborhoods where streets run in fairly straight lines and intersections meet at right angles. Grids made land easier to divide into lots and helped people navigate growing towns. They also helped surveyors work faster. A ruler and a measuring chain could build a neighborhood surprisingly quickly. Highway 76, the road that connects the town. At the top of the map, you see South Carolina Highway 76. Highways like this often become the main corridors connecting small towns to nearby cities. They carry commuters, trucks, and travelers moving through the region. When a highway enters a town, it often brings gas stations, restaurants, and small businesses that serve passing traffic. Roads shape economic activity as much as geography does. Highway 34, the regional link. Toward the bottom of the map, you will see South Carolina Highway 34. This route connects Newberry to surrounding communities and agricultural areas. Historically, highways like this followed earlier wagon roads that farmers used to bring crops into town. In the early days, the trip might have taken hours by wagon. Today, it takes minutes by cars. But the route itself often remains the same. Schools and community landmarks. Maps of towns almost always highlight schools because they serve as neighborhood anchors. Near the center of the map, you will find Newberry High School. Schools influence traffic patterns, neighborhood development, and daily routines. They are places where communities gather for sports events, concerts, and local celebrations. If you want to understand a town's rhythm, watch its schools during the morning and afternoon. The pink zones. Land beyond the town center. Notice the large pink areas surrounding the densest street grid. These areas often represent less developed land, rural zones, or agricultural spaces beyond the main residential core. In towns like Newberry, agriculture historically supported the local economy. Cotton, timber, and farming shaped the region's development. The town grew where roads met and farmers could bring goods to market. The surrounding land still reflects that history. Streets named after history. Many streets in older southern towns carry names tied to families, local leaders, or early settlers. Names such as Wilson, Cadwell, and others scattered across the map hint at people who helped shape the town's early years. Maps preserve those names long after the original residents are gone. In that sense, a street map is also a historical record. The shape of growth. If you look closely, the densest area of streets sits between the major highways. This pattern appears in many small American towns. Growth concentrates where transportation routes intersect, creating convenient access for businesses and residents. Over time, suburbs and neighborhoods extend outward, but the original core remains the center of activity. Newberry's map shows that pattern clearly. Closing thoughts. A town written in roads. This map may look simple, but it reveals a lot about how Newberry developed. The oldest streets show where the town began. The grid shows later planning. The highways show regional connections. The surrounding land shows the agricultural roots of the community. Cities tell their stories through skylines. Small towns often tell their stories through roads. And if you follow the streets long enough, the map eventually explains everything. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching if you've reached this point. If you want a custom map developed just like this one for your business or personal needs, reach out to mapsandlocations.com and we'll help you craft the perfect map for your desires. Do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Look out for the next one.